It's the Guitar Dads. It's the Guitar Dads.
Welcome to the Guitar Dads Podcast, a podcast for guitar people by guitar dads. This week, another legend killed by death. Companies can no longer straddle the line in the EU. Is this biopic more than halfway there? And you love pedals? You know you do. Stand by your convictions. We're going to fix your distorted view this week on the Guitar Dads Podcast. And now, the two dudes whose nuts are slotted quite well, Matt and Dave.
Hello, everybody. I'm Matt. It's a real
And
laugh,
I'm Dave,
Dave.
and yes, I finally got a real laugh.
You
And
did it, Dave.
How long did that take? That's been like
It's been a
months in the
while
making.
since you got a good laugh out of me, but I wasn't here last week, so I figured you
No, no,
deserved
no.
one this week.
Yeah, that's right. Anyway, all right, welcome to the show, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate you listening. If you are one of our loyal listeners, thank you guys so much. We really mean it. It means like a ton to us that you listen to this every single week. We hope you are getting entertained, if anything. And if you're new to the show, we hope we bring you some interesting content tonight. We got a really fun guest, so we got some stuff to get into. You know where to find us on the socials at Guitar Dads Podcast, pretty much everywhere. Threads, Instagram. Come join the Facebook group at Guitar Dads Podcast there. You can find us on YouTube, and yeah, that's about it. Anything, Matt? Anything else, Matt? What I miss? You weren't here last week. You weren't feeling great. You know.
Yeah, I wasn't. But, you know, it was a good episode last week. Dave had to fly solo for the first time ever.
I did.
So, nice work. Nice job. I've done it before when Dave's been on his, extensive junkets to Hawaii. But no, Dave was able to do it. So I thought it was a good episode last week.
Yeah, we had Ryan Kiefer, guitarist, of course, of Blacktop Mojo. So if you haven't had a chance to go listen to that, go check it out. But
cool.
Yeah, moving on.
But we got another guest. It's another special week with a guest. So it's pretty cool.
It is another special week with a guest. And let me tell you guys who that is. Much like many of these wonderful stomp boxes under our feet, Roma Devices was started in 2024 by a dude with a natural curiosity of electronics mixed with a love of music. With his first pedal release, and let's just say you are going to develop an addiction to the conviction, we had to sit down with Ricky, talk tone, music, and the never-ending obsession that all pedal lovers share. Ricky, dude, thank you so much for taking some time out of your busy schedule, hanging out with the dads. What's going on, man?
Great to be here. How you guys doing?
No, we're doing
good.
well.
We're good.
We're hanging out.
So we got a lot to get into. So,
yeah.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, it's great to be here, guys. I listen to your show every week, and I just wanted to say, just from the beginning, it's great to be here. Amazing show. Your guys are doing great work.
Oh, wow.
So,
thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Jeez,
we appreciate you cashing our check before the episode here tonight.
Flattery will get you everywhere on this show.
Yeah.
So, there we go. Awesome.
All right. Well, we got a lot to get into about the new pedal and your company and all that stuff. But first, let's get into the Dadaverse, where we get into our news of the week, and we have a lot to talk about this week.
Oh yeah, big news.
Welcome to the Dadaverse.
All right. As we always do, anytime there is a death in the music industry, we hit on that first because we don't want to end on a bad note. Of course, this past week, the world lost the great Phil Campbell. If you don't know Phil Campbell, guitarist, of course, of Motorhead. Neither Matt nor I are we're big Motorhead kind of guys, but how can you not like Phil Campbell? How can you not appreciate the music that he put out there? I was more into like Phil Campbell and the Bastard Sons, his post Motorhead kind of thing after Lemmy died, with his sons. And that was a cool gig, but yeah, health issue and, not a total unexpected loss, but also I don't think his health issue was expected to kind of lead to such an untimely death either. So
Yeah.
it's sad. What do you guys think?
Yeah,
You guys,
it is sad, like you said. I'm glad you brought up his latest project. I actually, I mean, this might be blasphemous. I actually enjoyed that stuff more than I did the Motorhead stuff. But you can't take away like what an iconic band they were, and with the whole thing. So it's still a big loss. It's a big loss. So we're gonna say this is what's happening, right? We're gonna lose these legendary guys. This is when it starts to happen. Phil,
only
I didn't
64,
realize,
dude.
yeah, I was gonna say I didn't realize he was younger. I mean, I thought he would have easily been in his 70s. So yeah, this is sad going only at 64 as well. So he didn't make it to the Beatles age. Or I guess he did make it to the Beatles age, but
Yeah.
he didn't last much longer. So it's sad. So yeah, so R.I.P. to Phil, and if you're a big fan, our condolences to you guys. Yeah, it's a big loss. So
Ricky, were you a Motorhead kind of guy? Were you into the Phil Campbell and the Bastard Sons? Are you familiar with his music at all?
Well, I am familiar because that's part of the music that we use in order to learn back home. So we use like groups of like classic rock music to learn. So yeah, I've been exposed to the music, not a super fan, but I did wanted to say we're in a moment right now, at least in the last 2 years, I would say that there's a big rock stars that are going out, and
right,
I think we're
Yeah.
we're in a process of uh, moving the rock stars into a younger generation, which is pretty interesting because now we have to uh, see who are the people that are going to take those positions in the market, and it's pretty cool to see what's happening there and the other bands that are going up. It's interesting to see.
right. Yeah, I think that's a great point. Like this kind of generation, you know, of rock stars is starting to pass on, which is sad, but it does open up, it opens this up for like, well, who's going to be the next ones that we're going to look up to in that way, and there's plenty of them out there, right? You could argue like the guys from the grunge era are that too, like the younger generation, like Dave Grohl as an example,
Right.
right? Is like at that kind of level now. It's funny because Dave and I don't really think of him that way, but he 100% is, right? Like we don't put Dave Grohl on the same level as like Ozzy, but I think some people maybe do or they will, So it's interesting. I think you're right. It's a great point. I think it's really interesting. So yeah.
Yeah, well, R.I.P. Phil Campbell, and yeah, well, let's hope that next week we can be free of anybody, leaving this earth.
I know.
Well, there was kind of big news out of
Really
a
big
German
news.
court. Really big news. How many like decades too late, but out of a German court this week, where Fender won their case again to basically recognize the Strat body as an applied art, and therefore it can be copyrighted.
Crazy.
Which is insane. So this obviously isn't going to affect the U.S., but this will affect any guitar going in and out of or being sold in the EU. So Ricky, you are a lawyer.
Yeah, we got
this is
Ricky on
perfect
here.
timing.
For me it was very interesting because it was a copyright win.
Yeah.
Right? Like it wasn't something, let's say, about patents or trademark. It was copyright, which in the general terms, people like use it interchangeably. But we have an issue here that Fender goes to Europe, right? Because these companies are fighting these wars internationally. So they have different markets where they're fighting these legal wars, and they say, well, I have this body shape, which in the United States, the court decided that it's analogous to the electric guitar. So you have the Fender
Right.
Strat, which is like
Yeah.
in the United States, the court decided, well, if you look, basically they said, if you look in the dictionary and you look electric guitar, you're gonna see the Fender Strat shape. So it's very common, right? So it's something
Right.
that is basically of public domain. Uh, but then in the Europe case, they're basically saying, well, we have a lot of, I don't want to use the word, how do you say, it's not fakes, right? It's more of
Like a replica.
like not right, you
Yeah.
have like a Fender branded guitars that are not made
Right.
by Fender being sold in Europe, right, which is
Right.
an actual issue, because it's not just that they're copying the body shape, they're copying exactly everything up to the sticker. So
Yeah.
what do you do in that case? They got this decision by the judge, and now we need to decide, okay, so we have all of this inventory of Strat shaped guitars in Europe. uh,
Yeah.
what are we going to do with that?
Which are
Yeah,
illegal.
right.
Which are illegal. No, that's a great point.
Right, and
Yeah.
it's illegal. Well, that's a good question to basically
Yeah. Is it?
go into the case, like if it's illegal to sell or if it's illegal to build, you know.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Does this apply to like the new builds coming into dealers and others in the EU? Or, that this is an interesting gray area, because all these dealers that are currently sitting with all these guitars that now are, essentially illegal guitar builds, can they be sold within the EU? And so I guess we'll have to see how this goes.
I just did a quick search here, and um, it looked. I thought that the U.S. case was a long time ago, but it looks like there was an appeal that happened on it in 2009, which is
Oh, that's
interesting.
not
So
that
even
long
as
ago.
yeah, even as recent as 2009, they said, but it was trademark, right? Which is a little different from copyright.
Different than
right?
copyright.
Um,
Yeah.
So yeah, it's interesting. So I wonder if that opens the door. Well, like, wait a minute, it's copyright. Let's try copyright in the U.S. right? Like, is
Right.
that possible, Ricky? I mean, you tell me, but who knows, right? Like,
Who knows, right?
yeah,
Everything is able to be fought in court and changed in the law. So who knows? Maybe they bring it. But it's a very interesting question to say. PRS, they have the Strat style guitar. Are they
yep,
completely banned from selling in Europe now? Because that's a
right,
big market.
right. The Silver Sky, like,
Is the Silver Sky though?
that's
Is that body shape the exact? It's not really the exact same shape as a Strat, though, is it?
it's not, but it's enough
It's
to,
close
like, you
enough.
look at it and you think it's so. I think that's the other question that's out there, is like, what is, is it like, does it have to be an exact copy with like
Right.
is there a dimension thing going on here, or is it just like, no, that looks like a Strat, so you're banned, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's the hard thing. And if it's anything like the Gibson case, when they won the case with the Flying V against what was it, Dean? I think they won the case.
Right.
Like, it really was like, even though Dean had these different variations of the V, they're like, nope, you can't sell the V anymore. You stole it. So it could be that. I mean, this could be devastating to so many companies. And Europe is huge as a market. I think we did some research on it. We were chatting. I mean, it's like 30% of the global market or something like that. You guys can fact check me, but it's giant is the bottom line. So I mean, this could be devastating to a lot of companies, right? It makes me think of companies like, I own a Sir, right? Strat. You can't see it in my thing, but it's right there. Like, Sir basically makes like copies of Strats, right? Like, I have one. It's the exact same thing as a Strat. It's like, is he done in Europe now? Like, this is wild.
It
So-
really is. The ramifications this could have. It's going to be so interesting to follow this over the next few months, because
Yeah,
all these details are going to have to be worked out. So
right.
it's
Yeah.
it's interesting. And I
It's
think you're
wild
right,
times.
Ricky. It's like when people, Matt and I have debated this on the show before, when people hear, or when you say think of a guitar, like, the guitar shape is kind of like Fender, like the Strat is kind of like ubiquitous with the term guitar, right? Everybody, that's what people kind of automatically think of if they're not familiar with the instrument.
Right.
So it's very it's this has far reaching I think implications that we have yet to obviously realize, and it will be interesting to see what happens over the next few months to a year or even
Right.
more.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, and we've heard, you might Fender's been trying to do this for years. Obviously, they've been trying to get this for years, and Gibson has been doing it. Probably still is doing it. Maybe we just don't hear about it. Um, but it's like you got to think. It's like Fender really concerned about how many guitars they're going to be able to sell because of this? Like,
Yeah,
it's
but there's a
interesting. It's like,
gazillion Strat copies
well,
out there right
well,
now.
yeah.
Tons of them.
But
And I think
Is Fender like in a bad place where they have to go after this to protect like some level of market share?
they probably saw an opportunity for a win on this.
Well, right.
No,
It
it's
seems
more
hard
out
to
of
believe.
principle.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's out of principle, which
Yeah.
seems like it's going to be detrimental to the guitar industry in general, which to me is terrible. So, so anyway,
For me, if you ask me, this is for royalties
right.
because
They can
you can
license
you
it
can
out. Yeah.
yeah, because when you get the judge to decide that on your behalf, you can then go around and say to a PRS and to SIR and to all of these other companies, well, now you have to give me a piece of your sales in
Right.
Europe in order to
Right.
sell because
Yep.
I have the judge's
Yeah.
opinion on my behalf.
Yep. I own the copyright. You pay me, and all is fine again, right? But I know it's wild. But that's what I'm saying. Like
Wow.
it's overall, it's going to hurt the industry. But okay, yeah, we'll see where it goes. We'll see what happens.
All right. And lastly in the news this week, and here's another thing we're going to debate. Is it biopic or biopic?
We debate this every
we-
time a biopic
every
comes
time.
up, and I say
Yeah,
it's
every time.
biopic, and you say it's biopic.
Universal is going to be the company that will put out the new biopic, whatever you want to call it, highlighting. It's going to be highlighting the early years, the formative years of Bon Jovi, of course.
Ooh,
So this will be an interesting one, one that I think needs to be made. I think
Yeah.
as they kind of the Bon Jovi is like the beast that it is kind of coming to a bit of an end. He's John hasn't been able to really sing like he used to for years. I don't know if we'll ever see Richie Sambora and John Bon Jovi
Right.
reunion. So this thing is kind of like fizzling out. So it's probably time to put out a biopic about these guys. So
yeah, maybe that'll like finally get John to stop trying to go out there and tour and sing. I doubt it, but he really I love him. I love Bon Jovi. I love
I
John.
do too.
I think that they put out some of the greatest stuff of that era, and it's just like, and even they had this resurgence in the early 2000s. Like it's all they had a great career. Like it's over. Stop trying to
Yeah.
sing, John. It
What do you
pains
think,
me
Ricky?
to say that, but I've been saying it for years. But anyway, I know we're not talking about John's voice, but I just like to devolve the conversation.
This is where you're
into
going to go
John's
every
voice
time.
every single
Yeah.
time, even though it's not really super relevant here. But who's going to play Bon Jovi? Dave or Ricky?
I,
What do you
I
think?
have I have conversations about this all the time because
Oh,
Bon
do?
Jovi is one of the icons
Right.
of the industry,
Yeah.
right? So like if even and I come at this from a perspective of another language, right? My first language is Spanish,
Yeah.
so even in the Spanish community, in the Spanish world, when you think about rock and American rock, you see even the music and in all the Western side, you see Bon Jovi in the forefront with maybe 15 other great bands
Right.
that are recognized all over the world in every language. So
Right.
you see somebody like that, which is like an icon of the industry, and this happens, by the way, in rap or the pop community. And in my case, you have the Spanish reggaeton. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that, with the reggaeton and side of things in
Yeah.
Puerto Rico, which is
With Bad
different.
Bunny.
Now we have
Yeah.
a lot of those artists that are basically retiring,
Oh, interesting. Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Oh,
Because
all right.
they started 30 years ago, 35
Yeah,
years
years
ago,
ago. Yep.
right? And they're in that situation. Okay, I'm in my 60s. What do I do now? Do I want to be singing about heavy rock for the last 30 years of my life, or I'm going to do something different? So they need to start going through that process of, maybe I do like a last world tour.
Mm.
Maybe I start doing affiliations with other brands in the industry to keep my image, but not to be in the road all the time. And those decisions uh, start to merge, I would think, into the movie industry, right? Because actors and they would say, okay, if I want to retire, it would be easier for me to do maybe a movie every 2 years or three, and have 3 or 4 months of heavy filming, rather than having to go on the road for tours for the whole year.
Right.
uh, so I think that those moves of doing films, it's much more of them trying to move into something else, you know
Yeah. Yeah. No, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, interesting
And I
point.
think yeah, and I think also like these studios are kind of chasing like what was the big biopic movie, Dave? It was a Freddie Mercury one really. It was the
Yeah.
Queen one. It was that one,
Yeah.
and they keep making them, and it's like they want one to strike gold, and they haven't struck gold again like they did with that one. So I think they're just hoping for it to happen, right? So
Yeah.
we'll
Yeah.
see. I mean, to me, it
Maybe.
comes down to the acting and how they can do it. I mean, the Bon Jovi story is a great story, so I mean, maybe they can tell it. And how he was sweeping the floors at a studio, like that kind of thing. It's a great story, right? It's a kid from
Which is
Jersey,
interesting because his
you
career is
know.
about to come full circle.
No, I think
Anyway.
I think
No,
Bon
no.
Jovi's just fine.
He has definitely solidified his
Right.
his place in the world of music for sure. No
But
ruining
I
the
would
legacy
watch it.
there.
Like this would be one that I'd be excited to see. Like the other ones, I'm like, meh, like Elton John. Yeah, well, I love Elton John, but like, yeah, all right. But like this, I'm like, okay, yeah, I'd watch this, right?
Yeah.
So, just like I found the Motley Crue one that was on Netflix a while back, like 5-6 years ago. I found that incredibly entertaining.
Did you?
So
I
yeah, I
haven't seen
did.
that
A
yet.
lot of people hated it. I thought it was hilarious.
I have not
Um,
watched it, which
yeah,
is I know it's
you should
an
watch. It's called
abomination.
The
I haven't
Dirt.
seen it, but
It's
the
fun. It's
dirt.
funny.
Yeah.
It's fun to. It's a
Uh,
fun watch. So you should watch it. Anyway, all right. Let's get to it here, Dave.
All right, we have a lot to talk about. We're going to get into this the conviction pedal. We're going to get into Roma Devices and all this stuff. But first, and this is always the most uncomfortable part when we have
When we
another
have pedal
builder
makers.
on. Yeah, I got to let you know that this episode of the Guitar Dads podcast is brought to you by Copper Sound Pedals. You guys know Copper Sound. They are building unique boutique effects pedals right here in the state of Massachusetts. And we got something new to talk about tonight.
Yeah.
Something that Matt and I got to try last time we hung out with Alex, and
But we couldn't talk about it.
we're not allowed to talk about it, and it's here. This is a new mini pedal. It's called the Ion, and it is a fuzz, but it's a fuzz plus. It's got some cool features to it. Let me tell you about it. Ion was born from a desire to capture the massive energy of a phase lock loop circuit and refine it into a Copper Sound signature style kind of pedal. While traditional PLLs can be PLLs. Jeez, I cannot speak. I'm
PLLs, you're
squinting.
doing
My
great.
old. I know, but I'm squinting at this press release because on my screen
zoom
is,
in.
I need to zoom in. I have old man eyes now.
You are old.
I need to get.
know.
No, you know what I haven't done is worn contacts in the last like 7 years, and I'm getting to the point that I need to go back to them.
Yeah, I hear
And
that.
I'm very hesitant. Anyway, back to the pedal. um, yeah, while traditional PLLs often become unusable or too crazy for standard mix, Ion takes an unconventional route by utilizing a sophisticated optical filter network and a unique audio path. Copper Sound has created a PLL style fuzz that's always recognizable and consistently musical. You guys are going to want to try this thing. Go on the Copper Sound website, go check it out. And yeah,
And
there you go.
use
Thanks
use
so
the
much
code
Dad
DADPOD10,
DadPod 10% off your
10%
order.
off. There's a pre-order going on now through March 21st, which if you're listening to this is the weekend as you're listening to this, and they're going to start to ship on March 28th. Street release April 3rd. Look at that, Dave. I can read copy too.
There you go. And pricing on this, $149. I think it's a good deal for this.
It is a good deal for this. And this thing's awesome.
You guys are going to like this thing. It's really awesome. Really
like
cool.
Dave said, we had a chance to try it out. It's got a 3-way toggle. Did you say that already? Was that in what you read?
Did not know. I haven't gotten into the details of the pedal
but
yet.
I'll just say it's a 3-way toggle. You can choose between the classic PLL sound, sub-octave fuzz tones, or extra high-end sizzle. So, and we tried all these like bacon on a hot griddle. That's what it sounds like.
That's what it sounds like.
So, yeah, we tried this thing out. It's a lot of fun. It does that kind of thing, like that kind of spitty fuzz thing, but like we said in the copy, like it it really is usable, like I think in a mix. It's not just to screw around with at home, so but that's fun too. So anyway, all right, Ricky, let's get to it.
Ricky, tell us all about Roma Devices. Tell us all about how you got into this thing called pedal making
story.
And the obsession and everything.
Yeah, give us
give
us some history.
Roma Devices, probably I started full on in 2024 trying to design a circuit. I had a breadboard and an idea that I wanted to create into a PCB, like probably most pedal builders start.
Yeah.
And I went through that journey of testing transistors and working with other pedals and creating like a different sound, creating prototypes and send them out to friends and stuff to have them try them out. And I came up with the conviction circuit. The conviction circuit is very...
If you're watching,
there it is.
This up. There it is.
Yeah. So the conviction circuit is born in simplicity, right? It's not a complicated build of 300 parts and different things. It's pretty straightforward in terms of design, in the outside and in the inside too. But I did that intentionally. I tried to do something that was clean, that worked as a good compressed overdrive, but also gave like a more gritty fuzz, gated fuzz kind of sound, and that also had good volume tap, which was important to me. The tone control is more scoped, so it worked with the mids and it brushed some of the highs around. But the meat and potatoes of this would be that gain, cascading gain circuit, and how it interacts at different volumes. My idea was more to have this as a pedal that you set and you control across the stage with your guitar, so you don't have to go back to the pedal to just tweak it out after a song or something like that. You can just roll back the volume on your guitar and have a little bit different control, or actually use the tone control on your guitar that nobody does. That's
the what?
Yeah, right. There's one of those.
That's interesting.
There's a tone control on the guitar.
I don't know that we've had a pedal builder come on and say like, no, just mess around, like set it one way and mess around with the controls on your guitar to get different tones. I don't know that someone has come out and said that.
But
That's
you're
awesome.
Ricky, you're right, because I kind of discovered that when I first plugged this in. It was really fun experimenting with this, because when I had messaged you, I was trying to clarify some things because I couldn't totally figure out what that middle knob was doing, and you told me it's more like a rat style kind of filter, and you can kind of get into these like fuzzy tones, like you said. This thing can stand on its own for sure. It really shines through like a crunchy or a gained up amp, like you said. Just kind of leave it. It's kind of a like set it, forget it, hit it. It's a make gooder kind of pedal. It really is like an impressive.
That's my kind of drive, because I pretty much only use dirty amps. I do like to play cleans, but when I'm playing clean, like I'm playing clean, And when I'm playing dirty, and I put dirt pedals into the dirt just to get it dirtier.
Yeah.
It's a lot of dirt. So like that's my kind of pedal, right? Like I don't do well with overdrives that like aren't really made to be into an already dirty amp. Like that's why I don't get along great with rats. And people are like, "What do you mean rats? People use rats into dirty amps?" They do, but it hasn't worked well for me in what I do with it. But maybe you guys can school me on that.
You
But
don't know
yeah,
what you're
like
doing.
this is the kind of thing I think that's cool. What would you say, Dave? You don't know what I'm
You
doing?
don't.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
No, I'm
people have
just
told me
kidding.
like, "Well, turn down the gain on the rat." Like, okay, well then why do I
Yeah,
have a rat? Like, it just doesn't make
because
sense.
it will sweeten things up.
No, it doesn't. For me, I don't like me. I've tried all kinds of things with rats, and it doesn't work. But anyway, I like where you're going with this.
Yeah. So the good thing is that the only rat style thing that Conviction has is just the tone.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah.
so
I
the
didn't
whole
mean
circuit.
to equate it to a rat, but yeah, yeah,
No, but
yeah,
like
yeah,
it is a good point to make because it does behave very differently. Like a rat, if I'm not mistaken, is an op amp style circuit.
yeah.
So they have a different gain processing. My pedal is a discrete stage circuit, so it's just transistor based.
Okay,
Um,
yep,
so it cleans up differently, it works differently with the tone knob, and it actually matters where you put it in the pedal board, so the order matters.
yep.
It behaves much more as a classic a fuzz pedal that if you put it closer to your guitar, it sounds very different than if you put it like after a couple of pedals in the chain.
Oh,
um,
interesting. Okay.
yeah, so I mean it doesn't in a way that you don't lose volume, but it does change the character of the sound. So you can
Okay.
play around with the pedal and decide where you like it more and stuff like that. um it's a true bypass, so you won't have any other problems there. Center negative, which it's actually very good. I've had an issue the other day with a center positive pedal that I didn't know it was center positive, and I almost
Oh,
blew it.
geez.
Oh,
So like those are
Yikes.
very unfriendly things for the guitar player. They're just trying to
yeah.
swap a pedal in their pedal board, and they don't have like a center positive exit. Um, so yeah, that's basically the structure there. Roma Devices was built from a mix of the love of quality and old analog style stuff, trying to get into the old idea of Roma, and also the love that I have for law. Because there's a lot of the legal system that is built on Roman ideas, and their legal system.
Ah,
So
okay.
I kind of like,
Ah, all right.
That's where you got the name. Okay. I
yeah, I
love that,
I
Ricky.
integrated
love
that
the
there.
tie-in there. That's cool.
That's great.
Yeah,
But Ricky,
man,
tell
because
us
sorry, go
that's
ahead.
great. No, I was gonna say,
Yeah.
tell us about like, how you started playing guitar, what kind of stuff do you like to play, like what kind of led you into, maybe I should start making these pedals.
Well,
Yeah.
my grandfather is the one that started this whole thing with guitar. He is a classic guitar player, like a Spanish guitar
Oh,
style,
that's
Oh,
awesome.
nice.
and he plays by ear 100%.
Oh, beautiful.
And I used to take his guitar when I was a little kid and strum it around and stuff like that, but it was a classical guitar.
Yeah,
uh,
nylon strings, that big like
Nylon.
wide necks. Yeah. Yeah. It's
Exactly.
tough
So
as a
so
kid. Yeah.
yeah, and it's a whole different style of playing.
Right.
So I started there and I started learning there, and he taught me by ear how to do different things. And as I started growing, I went into actually music school. So I went to the music school of my town, and there I got exposed to the electric guitar because my professor had an old electric guitar in his office with a little amp. Usually, the kids would bring classical guitars because they were the cheapest to buy and go to school with. But he had this electric guitar in the back, and he told me like, well, The school doesn't do this, but I could give you electric guitar classes in the evening if you want.
Oh,
But
cool.
those are not part of the program, right? Like those are kind of like outside of the
Yeah, it's
program.
extra
Yeah.
time. Yeah.
So I found like this cheap guitar. I don't even remember that what brand. I think they sold them on Walmart. I think
Oh,
was
really?
yeah. I think it's
Was
First Act.
Yeah, I was gonna say probably a first act. Yeah, I
Yeah,
remember. I remember. I remember. I remember at one time, like Adam Levine from Maroon 5 had a first act signature, and then
He
I don't.
did.
I want you to keep going, Ricky. I don't want to derail the conversation, but there was a time. You probably know this. There was a time where First Act had like a legitimate custom shop, and they were like planning to like put out these super high end guitars. There's a few of them floating around out there, and it's like, what the hell is this? It's a first act
no,
guitar, but they're like legit custom shop, like Gibson custom shops level of quality guitars.
Wow.
And then it just died. I don't know what happened. Like something in the company happened and it just died. You know, but anyway, that's a crazy thing about first act. Okay, so you get to the first act guitar.
yeah, and then they used to sell like this kit of like guitar and like a very small little amp, like
Yep.
whatever 2 watt amp, for like $85 or something,
Yeah.
like super
Right.
cheap.
Right.
So that's what I got, and I started like playing around and whatever. And as I started learning, I got into bands and stuff like that. um, Fast forward to now, I got here to the United States. I went to law school in Massachusetts.
And where are you
And
from originally, Ricky? I don't think you said that.
oh, I'm from Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico originally. Okay,
Okay.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, part of the United States, but not part. Like it's
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
weird.
kind of.
Yeah,
But not
yeah, yeah.
let's not get into that with the Bad Bunny controversies and all that
Oh,
craziness.
yeah,
Oh my goodness.
yeah. Let's
Yeah,
not bring
it
that
is.
up
But it is.
again.
It's complicated. Yeah, it just is. Yeah. So anyway, so you got here. You went to law school.
Yeah, I went to law school, and once I started working after law school, I came to New York and started working, and I picked up the guitar again. I had left it for a couple of years. I was just studying around different things, and I picked it up after a couple of years and started playing again, and got into this collection thing, because I started saying, I moved from Puerto Rico, right? So I don't have anything. Like my collection is
Right.
basically zero, so I have to build it from the beginning. So I started like looking into tuners and drive pedals and whatever, and building my collection. And around that time, we're talking 2023, 2024. I started opening up the pedals that I owned and said, this looks pretty cool, like something that I can actually
Yeah.
get into. I've been delving into electronics since I'm probably 10 years old because of my dad. Oh, do you guys know those Radio Shack kits of
Yeah.
electronics?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Like the
yeah.
my
old
dad
school
bought me
ones.
It's
one
Yeah.
of
going
those
way
when I was
back.
a kid.
Wow. Okay.
And they have like a kit with like different packages. One is like a little radio, another one is like a little light that changes, and you
Right.
can
I
change
remember
the
the
led.
light. Yeah.
Uh-huh. So they're like silly things like that, but that's how I started like learning about electronics. And Radio Shack went away, so the accessibility of electronics went away basically with Radio Shack. um, so I got back into learning schematics. I got back into going through the circuits and going through the components. I started collecting old components that I knew about, and getting old manuals of data sheets of manufacturers.
Oh wow.
Um,
You
You
did it
went
like the
deep.
old school way.
yeah,
Nice.
the old
Yeah.
school way. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I one of my landlords in Massachusetts, I had to move to Providence, in the Providence area, in Rhode Island, because it's
Right.
right there. And
Yeah. It's
I
close to
went from
Dartmouth.
Rhode
Yeah.
Island to the school, And my landlord, he was a guy that took an old a mill building, and he made it into lofts.
Oh, cool.
And in the mill building, there was a lot of stuff, right? And one of the things that we always talked about was the collection that he had of old radios, and the collection that he had of like all the electronics that he had in the back. And
Cool.
in that process, I said, I am going to go, I am going to start looking at the transistors in these old radios. I'm going to start going to around my area to just find them and fish them out and start playing with them. So I started doing prototypes and sending them out to people. And I worked in the conviction circuit, which uh, came out in a production sense in November 2025. So
Wow.
the full production version that you see, right here, that's the version that came out after we found stable manufacturing for the whole product, which was quite an issue with the whole thing about COVID and the
Right.
tariffs
Right.
And then
and
the
everything like
Yep.
tariff,
that.
right.
That
Yeah, yeah,
created
yeah. Yep.
a whole issue there. But yeah,
Wow.
that's basically where we at right now.
That's awesome. That's what a story you got there. Now you're you said you went to law school and you're a lawyer. Do you own a PRS?
You know, don't.
Well, you're a young lawyer. We'll give you some time. You're
Yeah,
you're just
I'll
getting
give
going
you
into your law practice. Right.
You know,
yeah.
Matt's just going to go there with all these things. So, it was just a matter of time with this.
What kind of guitars do you play? What kind of guitars do you like?
I have a trusty Fender made in Mexico
Oh, nice.
Telecaster, actually.
Oh, you're a telly guy.
Oh, yeah.
This is it.
Oh,
My
very
jam
nice.
love. Oh, nice.
This is a player 2, I think it is.
Oh yeah, the player twos. Yeah, those are good.
The player
Um,
twos are nice.
Yes, they are pretty good.
They're pretty
They're
good.
great.
Dave's got
There you
one
go.
right there.
Oh,
Right
I think
there.
that's the same. That's the midnight.
Is that the Midnight
Is it the
Blue? I
Midnight?
couldn't tell on your thing.
Is this
Yeah,
the
that
Guitar
is the
Center
midnight.
exclusive color? Is this?
Yeah,
Did you get
that's
it at
right.
Guitar Center? Yeah. Let me tell you, these player twos and this neck and this fretboard on this particular one is gorgeous, and it plays so well.
Yeah,
Great. And
those
the
are
roasted
nice.
Maple, yeah.
Oh, it's got the roasted maple. Oh, you got
Yeah, yeah.
very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a big telly guy, but I do have a telly. I have the classic vibe that I put some awesome pickups in, and I end up playing it a lot. Maybe I am a telly guy. I don't know.
You
I'm-
are.
you
and
know what I
everybody,
realized?
everybody's a telly guy.
But telly, like I'm not. I did realize I'm not a big fan of the maple board. And that's what my telly has, so I don't end up playing it as much. But I think I need to get like a rosewood board telly if I was really going to bond with the telly. Like Dave, we talked about this, but I picked up that Chris Stone Kingfish signature telly, which is a
Yeah.
deluxe with the
Yep.
humbuckers on it, but it's got the rosewood board. That thing just played incredible. I almost had to buy it. Was used in Guitar Center. I almost had to buy that thing, and it's purple. I got a thing for purple, so.
Total thing for purple.
Maybe I'm gonna have to find one of those and get it now that we talk about it. So you're a telly guy. What about amps for you?
Yeah. What are you playing
Are
that
you
through?
a Fender amp guy too, or
Well, I have a Tyler.
oh yeah,
AM,
nice
18. Yeah, I
the
found
Tyler
one of those-
18.
Yeah, those are great. I found one of those in a local store here. He was selling them used, and I got a old HM18 stack.
Oh,
And
okay.
those are great. Those are great, man. Those arms are really good, old style circuits. So they're very good to test pedals in, because they react
Yep.
really good. And I also have a Fender, a smaller Fender Blues Junior.
Oh yeah,
Um,
classic.
Okay. Yeah.
yeah, and I use that to test a lot, and that's the easiest one to carry too. So
Oh
Yeah.
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 those are great.
Easy
Now,
to
do you
carry
have
around.
time like to get out and play? Do you like do you like go play jams, or are you playing in a band now? Like what's your deal?
Yeah, I don't have a lot of time, but when I do, I do here in the area that I live. It's pretty normal for people to rent out like studio rooms for
Right.
rehearsals. So you
Yep.
get ones at 20 to 25 to $30 every 2 hours or something, and you can
Yep.
just go and jam, for a long time and record there. So I usually do those
Oh, that's
probably.
awesome. So you do a
Yeah,
lot of
Nice.
those
that.
are great. Those are great, and
Oh, that's
you hang out
awesome,
with
man.
friends there and whatever. I'm not doing anything live over here because I don't have the time to practice with
Yeah,
a
that's a
band.
that's a big
Yeah,
commitment. Yeah, that's a
it
big
is a
commitment.
big
Yeah,
commitment.
I know. I'm coming off a like I don't know, almost a 9 year commitment of that.
Oof.
So I know how it is. It takes up a lot of your time. So, but that's cool that you're able to get out and jam occasionally. I feel like everybody needs to do that. Dave, you need to do that at some point, man. We're trying to convince Dave to like play
Yeah,
guitar with
I'm
like
getting
other
there.
people, like
I gotta
actually
stretch
play
out a
with
little
other
bit.
people.
Yeah, I do.
Dave's getting there.
I'm getting there. I'm getting that comfort level, that confidence level is going up, but it's still not there yet. Yeah, I don't know if I'll ever get there.
Yeah,
I
I
just
mean
got to
it's
do it.
whatever you want to do, but people that play like you get this itch to play with people. I think that's like what we as like that's I don't know. It's like a natural thing as like it's like a tribal thing as musicians that we want we want to like get together and like feel it with other
You know what?
musicians.
No, you're right. Like
you
I do
know,
want to get together, but I feel it's more one of that. It's like that confidence thing, and like that that feeling
right?
of when you're with strangers and you feel you're going to be judged, and you are a little bit, versus like playing with friends who are going to judge you in another way, but at least it's like in a joking way, and you can kind of get through that.
Well, that's what
It's
I've
a
been
whole
trying to
different
do,
thing.
though, Ricky. I've been trying to convince Dave for years and years and years. I'm like, let's have an actual jam. Like, let's decide on what we're going to do. So I've been like trying to get him to do it. Like, learn how to play a 1-4-5 blues. That's the simple thing you can
Yeah, and
do,
I can do
and we
that.
can
I
have a
can do
jam. And he
that,
doesn't
but
want to do it.
I do it. You never
I
want
mean,
to
you
listen. We
occasionally
all
do.
know we've talked about this so many times in this podcast. We are now also known as like a golfing podcast because Matt has now taken up golf, and it
But you
has
can
taken up
bring
all of his free
you
time.
can bring the guitar on the golf cart. I mean, that's the
You-
beauty of it.
That's right.
You know, like those things where you put the bags? No. You carry the bags like on your back while you're driving.
Put the guitar on the back.
and put the
Yeah.
amps in there.
And the
on
amps in the
golf-
back. That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Anyway, Ricky, back to the Tyler because the Tyler amps are cool. What remind us what the 18 is? Is that's not like a Princeton? That's like an AC. Just remind me, like an AC
Yeah,
30, AC 15.
AC. Yeah, it's the AC-15 with the Spitfire.
Oh, the Spitfire, right? Which is
Yeah,
what was the
yeah.
Spitfire? Yeah, okay. I like that. So that's given. So you can still get some pretty good crunch out of it.
Oh
Is what
yeah,
you're getting. Yeah. Oh yeah. Of course. Yeah.
and it has
That's
a
awesome.
master volume, so you can control the noise without exploding.
I gotta
any
Google.
windows,
I gotta
anything
Google
like
this
that.
thing while we're talking.
Yeah, no, it's great.
It's got the master volume. Okay, very cool.
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
see it. Oh yeah. And do you have like one in tweed? Do you have like a tweed one like this? Like I'm looking at?
No, it's
I
kind of
know.
it's like a limited cream kind of color that they did
Oh,
way back in
okay.
the day. Because I
Oh,
bought it
okay.
used, so it's like an old version that they're not doing anymore.
Yep.
But they're great. If people can get their hands of those Tyler amps, they're amazing to try
Awesome.
out. With,
I'm gonna share it.
pedal board. Yeah,
I'm
there
going to
you
share
go.
it for those that may be watching this. Yeah, look at this thing. What a badass little amp.
Yeah, it is a badass. It's a very cool looking amp.
Look at this thing, man. All right, well,
This
there
is
you
great
go.
for an audio podcast.
Anyway, you guys you can go look if you're listening to this in your car or something. You can go
Yeah,
look
go
it up.
look these up.
But it's good. Yeah, it's like a tweed style amp is what it looks like with top controls.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool, awesome.
Ricky, I always ask. I like to ask pedal makers. What was your first pedal?
Oh, that's a great question.
First pedal that I owned. Wow. Okay, so do you know? I think it's a
And
guitar
tuners don't
center.
count.
Yeah,
The
tuners
what?
don't count.
No,
Tuners
tuners.
don't
Tuners
Yeah,
don't
count.
right.
count.
Tuners don't count.
Yeah.
Tuners don't count. But I know that there's a
Tuners are
brand
important, but they don't count with. Yeah.
from Guitar Center. I think it's Delta Labs.
Delta
It's a
Labs.
brand that doesn't come anymore. It might be even from another big store, but I think it's Guitar Center. They used to make these Delta Lab pedals,
Delta Lab. I
Okay.
gotta look these up now.
probably $30 a pop, if that. New,
Wow. And what kind of pedal was it?
It was a green overdrive.
Oh, okay.
Because
Like
Oh,
a
yeah.
like a tube screamer.
a
Okay.
tube screamer, exactly.
Yeah,
A tube screamer
yeah.
kind of
Yep.
drive. Man, I abused that thing for like 10 years. That
That's
thing,
awesome.
yeah, that thing was $30, and I sold that pedal when I came over here to the States, but I still think about it and I say, it sounds so good. And I don't know if it's like like you remember that it sounded good, or if it
Right.
actually sounded good.
Right. Right.
I can't tell, but I think just, the love that I had for the pedal, like it's the first one that I bought, whatever. But it was a
Yeah.
green Delta Lab pedal.
You
That's
can pick one of
awesome.
these up on eBay right now, $60.
Oh, really?
It's-
Oh,
it's
look at
like-
that.
it's-
They've gone up.
Yeah,
gone
it's
up.
gone up, doubled.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah, $60. Should have kept it. Could have made a little
You
tiny
could have
profit
made, yeah,
there.
you could have made it. Yeah, that's great.
Look at that. And
That's
those are
really
those are made by Guitar Center, right?
I,
Oh, God.
you know what? It's a
No
good point.
idea.
I don't know.
I don't remember that name. Maybe you're right. I have no idea.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
They have a couple other ones. Looking through
They
the
do.
little collection here, Delta Lab. There's an RD1, like a distortion here. It's another 3 pedal. This probably is. I don't know if this is like a DS1 kind of thing or I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, maybe like a DS1 kind of thing. Yeah, they got a few things. Yeah, they're still available on eBay. They make they got a couple modulation pedals here. There's a delay. Interesting. Yeah, I never heard of these guys.
What other kind
Yeah.
of circuits are you into? Are you into like you're into the but what like maybe what other kind of overdrive? Like, are you a Tube Screamer fan?
I am a
Yeah.
Tube Screamer fan. It was a really, the Tube Screamer is like one of these things that you go into a rabbit hole as a
Yeah.
guitarist.
Oh, yeah.
And you come back like 7 years later and it's like, oh, I've had the Tube
Yeah.
Screamer TC808. I have the
Right.
limited edition, the 100th anniversary edition. I have the gray one, the
Right.
blue one, the green one. So yeah,
Right.
it is a whole world. And they all sound
Uh-oh.
different,
Oh, there you go.
if
Sorry,
go
you cut
back
out there
to
for a
the
second.
Maxon era Tube Screamer. Oh, are we back?
I got you.
Yep.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I
Yep.
got you. Keep going.
Okay, yeah. So
Yeah,
if
we're
we go
back, we're back.
To the Maxon era,
Yeah.
Tube Screamers, like it's
Oh yeah.
great.
I've never owned one of those. I probably should get one.
Yeah, you're a
Yeah,
huge
you'll
Tube
be.
Screamer guy. I'm
I
surprised you
don't have any of the Maxons. Right. I should get one. Right. I don't know if I'm a huge Tube Screamer guy. I do like them a lot though. I should own some more. Like I didn't really go down a huge rabbit hole. I've probably owned like four or five, and one of which is the Bunzai, which has all those different circuits in it, which is just incredible. It's so much
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
I should actually take that because that lived on my gigging board. Now that I'm not gigging anymore, I should take that thing out and start to go through the dial again and do all the different Tube Screamer circuits that Josh had in there. What a great pedal!
That's a
So,
great pedal, that
It
thing.
really is.
Yeah. the
So
Cool.
speaking
It's
of
great.
Ricky, tell us what because as we getting up on time in here, tell us about like what's the near future bringing for Roma Devices? What do you got on tap? What are you going to bring the masses to enjoy?
Yeah. So first of all, we have a limited edition Conviction pedal coming along. It's
Ooh.
going to be in pale and blue, so a very nice,
Ooh,
different.
Ooh, I love
color.
a Pelham Blue.
Yeah, it's great.
you just sold it right there.
Yeah, done.
Yep, done.
Pelham Blue. I'm in. All right.
And we went back far with this. We went back to the classic catalog to find the original colors. We matched
Oh,
them
interesting.
professionally. we did a lot of work with the color here. So the color is professionally painted by the car industry experts. So it's really well done.
Oh man, I
Oh,
love that like attention to detail and that commitment. That's
that's
incredible.
wild, man. So
Yeah,
who
no,
do you
it's
have helping you out with this stuff? Are you doing it alone or you have some help?
well, I have I have some help. I work with a team in different areas. You know, we have
Okay.
we're gonna talk about later. I have the an app coming out that is
Oh,
already live for people to join. But we have the full announcement coming out soon. So you
okay.
go to the romadevices.com website. You can get into our environment there, and
Okay.
if you're an owner of the pedal, you get a lot of perks in future orders and future drops. You also get a whole emblem system that is very interesting for future discounts, and
Okay.
they're limited too. So we're going to do a lot of stuff with the website and the app as well. So you know we have a developer team that works on that as well.
Okay.
um, and yeah, the people that work with the paint is a team of, actually they're in Massachusetts,
Oh,
and they're great.
really?
Yeah,
Oh,
Oh
they're
that's
wow.
awesome.
usually a professional painting team for the car industry, for high end cars,
And
and
you
they take
convinced them
on
to
these
do a
projects.
pedal?
Oh yeah, I convinced
That's
them to
really
do
That's
all
that's
the
awesome.
pedals.
that's
So
That is
super
great.
cool, man.
yeah, no, it's cool, you know, and it's a good collaboration between industries, and it gets into the history of what pedal building is, because most of these colors that were brought to the guitar world by Gibson and other brands were because of amazing things that were happening in the car world and the car industry. So you know, there's a lot of collaboration between these industries happening all the time.
That's
Yeah.
great. That's really great. I can't wait to see the thing. So do you have like a, well, maybe you can show us like off air if you have like a
Yeah,
prototype or
yeah, I'll show
something.
you up there.
Yeah, yeah. Love to see it.
You
Love to
show,
see
he's
it.
going to show us. All right. We're not going to show you guys. Yeah. You guys have to wait. But,
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but it's a good thing. It's gonna come out in the next couple of months, and there's an option for people to also choose their NOS transistor package that they want. So we can
what?
customize this for people
Wow.
in a way that's very specific. We have a collection of NOS transistors that people can choose from, and they're
Oh,
limited. So once they're out, they're out. They're not going to be done anymore. And those pedals are basically one of a kind. They're all behaving differently, and they're all biased in a different way just by the pedal. So, you know, you're
Oh
going to have
man,
something very unique on your
I love
hands.
this idea.
I
That is
love
so
that.
cool.
I
What a
love the,
unique approach to this. I
I love
really
that
like the way
ability.
you're doing this.
Yeah. I love that ability to customize. I think that's
Yeah,
fantastic.
yeah.
And I think for boutique pedal companies that are kind of, you know, that you're not building like hundreds of thousands of pedals, like it's a great way to do it, right? I feel like you get a good, and you know, it really encourages people to, you know, to buy these things because it's like, well, I can get kind of a one of a kind thing. So that's great. It's a great idea. So
Right.
I mean,
No,
this is kind of
that's
like this
part of it.
is yeah, it's like I mean, this is kind of like what most musicians, most guitarists are into. Like we like to, you know, as much as we like to go to a shop and pick up a, you know, a Les Paul standard or you know, a Fender Strat that anybody else can buy. It's such a cool thing when you can own a, you know, a piece of gear that not too many other people or nobody else owns, you know.
right.
It's just fun to have.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah,
Awesome.
that's part of it. For the bigger masses, we're also releasing tonus captures of the conviction,
Oh,
Oh yes.
and we're
oh,
doing
Where
it
that's
did
in a
cool.
way that we're also doing captures of not only the standard conviction that you have, Dave, but also the NOS versions of each pedal.
Oh wow.
So
Okay.
they
That's
have
very
different
cool.
characters and characteristics. So we're going to be able to give people out, like, you know, this specific fuzz heavier package with this different kind of transistor for the captures, for people that want like a grittier tone versus somebody that wants more like an overdrive behavior. We can give them
Mm.
that as well, with the same circuit with the Conviction. So it's going to be really fun. And there's a new pedal coming in June. It's going to be a old school fuzz pedal. That one's going to be
Cool.
really fun. So that one's going to be a very limited drop because the transistors are really hard to find. But
Okay. Yeah.
they're gonna be fun. So probably they're gonna last. I would say somewhere between June and August. They're gonna probably just go away. It's
Yeah. Short window there. So guys, be on the
Jeez.
lookout for this.
So get on the list, right? Like download the app, whatever, get on the list. That's awesome.
that's the best way. If
Yeah.
you download the app, you're gonna know before anybody else.
Yeah, that's an interesting idea. I like it. Very cool. Well, wow, you got a lot going on. I mean, and thanks for hanging out with us here. This has been great.
Yeah,
Thank
hold
you, guys.
on. I'm on.
Dave's, Dave,
I'm
are
on
you
the.
done?
I'm on the site. I'm downloading. No, hold on. I'm downloading the app. I
He's
gotta do. I gotta
he's
go on.
downloading
I
it.
gotta
He's like-
figure
he's like,
out
wait,
that.
no,
I
no,
get
we're
on
not
the
saying
app.
goodbye yet.
I need to hold on. I need to get my. I need to confirm that I'm going to be getting this pedal in June before. Well, I want to be the first. So hold on.
He wants to get.
We'll
He
talk
wants to
after
get on
recording.
it. I get it.
Yeah, I gotta get. Yeah,
I
gotta
get
get
it,
on
man.
the list. No, these things excite us, and new pedals coming out. I mean, listen, I said it in the intro, and I mean it. Like there are pedal lovers, and then there's the pedal obsessed, and I think I fall into the category of the pedal obsessed.
You definitely are. Dave.
But why not? It's just it's a fun thing.
It's a lot of fun.
But yeah, Ricky, let everybody know where they can find you on socials, the website. We just talked about, and where else you're out there.
Yeah, so it's Roma Devices everywhere and romadevices.com. There you can get access to the app and the Conviction pedal and anything else that you need. You can also email us at hello@romadevices.com. And yeah, that's basically it.
Awesome, Ricky.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for spending some time out of your busy schedule hanging out with the dads.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
Guys,
Thank you.
be
It's great.
No, anytime we're as we wrap up, just we want to make sure that our listeners know where to go out and look for this Conviction pedal, look for all the cool stuff that Ricky's going to be having coming in the future. Go check them out. You will not be disappointed if you pick up a Conviction right now. It's a very cool pedal. Really look forward to seeing what this thing is in June. We'll have to talk when we sign off.
Yeah.
And Matt, you got anything else?
No, I think that's it. Thanks for hanging out with us, Ricky.
All right, guys, go check us out at Guitar Dads Podcast on Instagram, Threads. Find us on YouTube. Come join the private Facebook group at Guitar Dads Podcast over there. And thank you so much to our listeners that tune in each and every single week. We appreciate you. Thanks for hanging out in the chat on YouTube during the recording of this. Yeah, Matt, I think that was this week's Guitar Dads Podcast. Thank you so much, Ricky. Appreciate it.
Thank you guys.
All right, guys. Keep rock alive. Catch you on the flip.